Namaskara friends. I'm here today on an extremely important and a serious issue. Terror state of Pakistan has been now made global security broker. Devil is now in the chair as Pakistan leads United Nations Security Council as on yesterday evening, that is 1st July 2025. It's a huge loss of credibility and a huge diplomatic disaster of Modi government by compromising our interests as a nation. The global photo ops, the world tours have only led to embarrassment. I want to point out a few important facets to you today. Number one, Pakistan, a terror state with a proven track record of harboring terrorists, propagating terror, and exporting terrorism to India, has been elected as President of the United Nations Security Council as on yesterday, 1st July 2025. What has Modi government done? This occurred weeks after the Pahalgam terror attack, which was clearly Pak-sponsored and Pak-driven. This has happened despite false bravado on foreign policy by Modi government and its foreign minister, Mr. S. Jaishankar, who utterly failed to prevent this preventable disaster by advocating at the world stage with the Committee of Nations. All this has happened despite Pakistan, even today as we speak, harboring, protecting terrorists, including now dead terrorist Osama bin Laden, terrorists who are indulging in anti-India activities, terror activities like Abdul Rauf, like Maulana Masood Azhar, like Hafiz Saeed, Dawood Ibrahim and many others. Despite Pakistan protecting, abetting and giving shelter to anti-India terrorist groups, including Jaish-e-Mohammed, Zamatul Dawa, Tehreek-e-Azadi Jammu and Kashmir, Hizbul Mujahideen, Harkat-ul-Mujahideen, Lashkar-e-Toiba, Jammu and Kashmir National Liberation Army, Kashmir Jihad Force, Al-Jihad Force, Jammu and Kashmir Students Liberation Front, Tehreek-e-Hurriyat-e-Kashmir. All these are anti-India terrorist organizations which are now operating from Pakistan, and same Pakistan has been permitted to become head of the United Nations Security Council now. This is also in spite of Pakistan running 21 known, I am deliberately using the word known terror camps in various places in Pakistan, including Maskar-e-Aqsa, including in Chela Bandi, including in Abdullah bin Masood, Dulai, Gadi, Habibullah, Batrasi, Balakot, Ogi, Boi, Sensa, Gulpur, Barali, Dungi, Mehmuna Joya, Sarjal and others. If I can tell you the name of these terror camps and places, what is Government of India doing? What is Modi government doing? How can a country with known terrorist links, with known terror organizations operating with active abetment of the Pakistani government and its military, with known terrorist organizations operating against India, with known terrorists being given protection there, with known terror camps being run against India, be permitted to become, even if by circulation, head of the United Nations Security Council? What is Prime Minister doing? What is our Foreign Minister doing? What is our permanent representative to United Nations doing? Why can't we give all this evidence and present it to Committee of Nations? Number two, Pakistan sadly is also now vice chairman of the Counter-Terrorism Committee of the United Nations. This month, that is the month that is just gone, in June 2025, on 4th June 2025, Pakistan became vice chair of the Counter-Terrorism Committee under Resolution 1373 of United Nations. This is despite Pakistan's own known violations of the Counter-Terrorism Resolution. The resolution passed by the committee is what Pakistan is violating, and it is now vice chair. What is Government of India doing? What is Prime Minister doing? What is Foreign Minister doing? In 2022, please remember, let me remind you, in the same Counter-Terrorism Committee, Pakistan, backed by China, helped block our proposal to declare Abdul Rauf, the known anti-India terrorist, as a global terrorist. And the same Pakistan becomes vice chair of the Counter-Terrorism Committee of United Nations, and our Prime Minister, our permanent representative to UN, our Foreign Minister, they don't register a protest? Why? Not this alone. Pakistan, as on June 2025, is now also chairperson of the Taliban Sanctions Committee, a committee that we headed once. This committee oversees sanctions, world sanctions, against 130 Taliban-linked individuals and entities. Pakistan has deep-rooted ties with Taliban. How can they become chair of the same committee? Number four, Pakistan is also now co-chairperson of the informal United Nations Security Council Working Group. These positions allow all behind-the-scene negotiations for preventing terror activities to be done by Pakistan, who is himself promoting terrorism. What is our Foreign Minister doing? Mr. Jaishankar, where are you? Why are you traveling around the world? What is happening to the Prime Minister's visits to all world capitals when not a single country is standing with us in preventing Pakistan? And all this is happening as International Monetary Fund, we all noticed, in the midst of the Pahalgam terror attack and Operation Sindoor, the International Monetary Fund gave financial assistance of nearly 20 billion US dollars to Pakistan. And what did India do? What did Modi government do? They didn't oppose. No country came forward to support us that Pakistan should not be given this money, for they are going to use this money of IMF for sponsoring terror activities. India just abstained. We didn't even vote against it. This is the weak-kneed Modi government for you. And what happened? We sent our defense minister to China, Mr. Rajnath Singh, in the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit. The Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit this June month, they refused to mention Pahalgam attack in their resolution. India just abstained. Why did we go there to get insulted? Why do we have to send our defense minister to China then? If they are not going to condemn, one nation blocked, our resolution, one nation. But what did the Prime Minister do? The truth, my friends, is that old allies, time-tested allies that Congress party had built across the world, across Asia, across our neighborhood, they have all gone distant. Our relationship has soured with everybody, even with small countries like Maldives, even with countries like Nepal, where we have deep-rooted religious, cultural relationships and ties, even with Bangladesh and others. There is nobody who is standing with us today, including Sri Lanka, whom we bailed out when they had financial crisis recently. They refused to condemn Pahalgam terror attack. Diplomacy demands more than photo ops and optics. Sadly, Prime Minister Modi and his government refuses to understand it. Sadly, BJP refuses to even recognize it. Unfortunately, Modi government's foreign policy today stands unheard, in shambles, unprotected, even as threats rise within and outside our borders. We demand answers from the Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi. We demand answers of the Foreign Minister, Shri S. Jaishankar, and we demand answers of the BJP. Any questions, you're welcome to ask.
Sir, today is also Prime Minister carrying 5 nations too. When you are saying from other side, the government is saying we are strengthening all the ties with the, including American countries.
Let Prime Minister and BJP and Modi government come forward and tell which country in our neighborhood. Pakistan was a sponsor of Pahalgam terror attack, so we can't expect them, since they are the executor of the terror attack in Pahalgam. Which country in our neighborhood condemned Pakistan? Which country in the world condemned Pakistan for Pahalgam terror attack? Which country even mentioned the word Pakistan and Pahalgam? Prime Minister can have 8,000 crore rupees jets and travel across the globe. We can spend 10,000 crore over last 10 years on his foreign jaunts. End of the day, India's position on global stage, which was paramount for 68 years, is being weakened by the myopic, individual-driven, weak-kneed foreign policy. And the day sadly has come where a terror state has become head of United Nations Security Council, and Modi government could not stop it. Where a terror state like Pakistan has become vice chair of the Counter-Terrorism Committee and the working groups on terrorism, then who is going to protect India's interests? That's the simple question. Thank you.